Check Mike 21, check Mike 21. Following the interception, Love. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10, right at the 40. Play action this time with Love. Dancing to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And this Giants defense getting off the ball quickly. They stop him behind the line again. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Love forced out to his left. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Good for a Chicago Bears. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
They'll run with Pollard. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Pollard again.
The Giants 20-yard line.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 14-yard line.
Now Pollard. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
3rd and 13.
Check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Here we go.
From the gun, Love eluding the pressure right. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tony Pollard, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bears draw a bit closer. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Dante Pettis on the return. The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. You showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Again, it's Barkley. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 26 and a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. A quick throw. Here's Shepard. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Complete to Sterling
This
Shepard.
game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
He was
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
touchdown, New York.
A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
At the 25-yard line, the Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. He's going to take off with it. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Love. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. A throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 23 yards the pickup there. On 1st and 10, Love escaping the pressure right. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And some room to work. Touchdown, Chicago. Tony Pollard with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game.
Lions 24, Bears 21.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that'll get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
The ball carrier.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Bears' 47-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Steps away to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Love flushed out right. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
25-yard line.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And it's 3rd down.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's a quick throw out left. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Sterling Shepard.
Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
First down.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
And that is incomplete here. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go to Barkley again. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Giants.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the play. And this long drive is going to continue as they move the chains again. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And the kick is good. Graham Gano connects as time expires. And the Giants win the football game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Giants, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal.
And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington.
Meanwhile, for Chicago, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.